was Prophet Yousaf's father? Prophet Yaqub. Which brother suggested throwing Yousaf into a well? Judah. What did Yousaf's brothers tell their father when they returned without him? A wolf devoured him. What gift did Yousaf receive from his father? A colorful coat. How many brothers did Yousaf have? (11) Where was Yousaf sold as a slave? Egypt. Who bought Yousaf as a slave? Potiphar. Who tried to seduce Yousaf? Potiphar's wife. How did Yousaf prove his innocence? By showing his torn shirt. What did Yousaf interpret for two prisoners? Their dreams. How many years did Yousaf spend in prison? (7) What was Yousaf's position after his release? Vizier of Egypt. What was Pharaoh's dream? Seven skinny cows eating 7 fat cows. What did Yousaf's interpretation lead to? Seven years of abundance followed by 7 years of famine. What did Yousaf do to prepare for the famine? Built storehouses. What did Yousaf do when his brothers came for grain? Accused them of being spies. What did Yousaf place in Benjamin's sack? A goblet. How did Yousaf react to his brother's guilt? He forgave them. What did Yousaf request from his brothers after revealing himself? That they bring their father. What did Yaqub do when he heard Yousaf was alive? Rejoiced. Who was the youngest brother of Yousaf? Benjamin. What did Yousaf's dream involve? Stars, sun, and moon bowing to him. How old was Yousaf when he was thrown into the well? (17) Who suggested throwing Yousaf in the well? Judah. What was Potiphar's wife's reaction when Yousaf rejected her? She accused him of attacking her. How did Pharaoh reward Yousaf for his wisdom? Made him vizier. What was the name of Yousaf's father in Islam? Prophet Yaqub. Who recognized Yousaf when his brothers returned to Egypt? None. What did Yousaf's brothers do when they recognized him? Asked for forgiveness. What role did Yousaf have in Egypt during the famine? Vizier. How did Yaqub regain his sight? Yousaf sent him a shirt. What did Yousaf tell his brothers when he revealed himself? He forgave them. What lesson can we learn from Yousaf's story? Patience. Who tempted Yousaf in Egypt? Potiphar's wife. What was Yousaf's interpretation of Pharaoh's second dream? "7 years of plenty followed by famine." Who brought Yousaf out of prison? Pharaoh. How did Yousaf's brothers initially treat him? With jealousy. What did Yousaf say was the cause of his brothers' jealousy? God's will. How many years of famine did Egypt face? Seven. What did Yousaf see in his first dream? Stars, the sun, and the moon. How did Pharaoh react to Yousaf's dream interpretation? He praised him. How did Yousaf's brothers plan to get rid of him? Throw him into a well. What did Yousaf's brothers do after throwing him into the well? They lied to their father. How did Yousaf treat his brothers after revealing himself? He welcomed them. What did Yousaf do to test his brothers' loyalty? Placed his cup in Benjamin's bag. What was the first dream Yousaf had? Stars, the sun, and the moon. How did Yousaf's father feel when he heard Yousaf's dream? Worried. Who was Yousaf sold to after being taken from the well? A merchant. What was Yousaf accused of in Egypt? Seduction. What did Yousaf become in Egypt after interpreting Pharaoh's dream? A vizier? What did Yousaf say when accused of seduction? He denied it. How did Yousaf's brothers justify their actions? They lied. What did Pharaoh's dream represent? Years of famine. How many cows appeared in Pharaoh's dream? Seven. Who convinced Yousaf's brothers not to kill him? Judah. Where did Yousaf's brothers sell him? Egypt. Who did Yousaf's brothers tell about his fate? Their father. How many times did Yousaf see his brothers after becoming vizier? Three times. What role did Yousaf play in Egypt's economy? He managed the grain. What did Yousaf's brothers do when they first came to Egypt? Bought grain. What item did Yousaf hide in Benjamin's bag? A cup. How did Yousaf's brothers feel when they were accused of theft? Surprised. What was the ultimate outcome for Yousaf's family in Egypt? Reunited. How did Yousaf's brothers react when he revealed his identity? They were afraid. What lesson is central in the story of Yousaf? Patience. Who was Yousaf's full brother? Benjamin. How did Yousaf rise to power in Egypt? By interpreting Pharaoh's dream. What did Yousaf's father lose after hearing about Yousaf's supposed death? His sight. How did Yousaf's father react to the news of his survival? He rejoiced. What was Yousaf's relationship with Pharaoh? Pharaoh's advisor. What was Yousaf's interpretation of Pharaoh's second dream? "7 years of plenty followed by famine." How did Pharaoh reward Yousaf for his wisdom? Made him vizier. What did Yousaf place in Benjamin's sack? A goblet. How many brothers did Yousaf have? "11. Who bought Yousaf as a slave? Potiphar. What did Yusuf's brothers tell their father when they returned without him? A wolf devoured him. What was the content of Pharaoh's dream that Yusuf interpreted? Seven skinny cows. What did Prophet Yousaf do when his brothers came to Egypt to buy grain? He accused them. What did Yousaf do to prepare for the famine? Built storehouses. How many years did Yousaf spend in prison? Seven. Which prophet was tested with the sacrifice of his son? Ibrahim. Who was Prophet Yousaf's father? Jacob. Who was the prophet who was able to split the sea? Musa. What gift did Yousaf receive from his father? A colorful coat. Which companion was known as the scribe of the prophet? Zayd ibn Thabit. What is the Arabic word for prophet? Nabi. Who was the first prophet sent by Allah? Adam. What is the name of the father of Prophet Yousaf as? Jacob. Where was Yousaf sold as a slave? Egypt. What did Jacob do when he heard Yousaf was alive? Rejoiced. Who was the youngest brother of Yousaf? What was the name of Yousaf's father in Islam? Jacob. Which surah was revealed during the farewell pilgrimage? Surah Nasr. How many years of famine did Egypt face? Seven. Who was the prophet known for his eloquence? Shu'aib. Which surah is known as the chapter of the cave? Surah Qaf. What is the name of the night journey made by Prophet Muhammad PBUH? Isra. Who recognized Yousaf when his brothers returned to Egypt? None. How did Yousaf's father feel when he heard Yousaf's dream? Worried. What lesson is central in the story of Yousaf? patience.